Mark? Mark! Where'd you take my boyfriend? There. Take some deep breaths. In and out. I do hope you'll enjoy it. I made it with all the things you love. Oh my goodness. Poor thing. You must be exhausted. Go on and sleep. Just leave it to me, okay? You can rest as long as you need to. I'll take care of you until you wake up. Hey everyone, this is No Game Key, and welcome to Sweet Dreams. This is the one I thought I was going to be playing, and that random video that I just posted. This is a visual novel. We've been doing all the scaries. We did a little bit of action. Now it's time for reading time with Key. I know you've been waiting for it. I have not been waiting for it. This is sarcasm, but turn your headphones up, maybe not. I think this is a Yandere'd-like visual novel game. We'll find out. We'll see. That's the fun part, not knowing. Yeah, turn your headphones up. Lee. Do y'all know about that? Like, I think if you ever read yawn, like read a yawn, or somebody says yawn, or if you see somebody yawn, that you naturally yawn. Or is it just me? It might be just me. But I heard that yawns are contagious. So, I don't know. But Lee, we already did it. I'm pooped. Can't wait to just collapse in a nice, comfy bed. See? That's what I'm talking about. It might just be me. It might be a mental thing. At this point, it's a fight to even keep your eyes open. Tiredly, you pull out your phone to check the arrival status. Not for another hour, huh? This place is really out in the boonies. Their destination is Border Springs, an idyllic, a little countryside town. I like. It's where you were born and raised, although you have little to no memory of the place anymore. I can relate. I want to go home early. This entire trip had been your mother's idea. Speak of the devil. Beep. Hello?
Lee.
Unruly red hair, piercing eyes, a successful and ruthless businesswoman. Even now, as she speaks to her only child, there is no hint of tenderness in her features. You're telling me. Hi, Mom.
Did you arrive yet?
Not for another hour.
I see. How's the ride been so far?
It's different. Everything here is so outdated. This train looks like it was made like 200 years ago. 147 years ago. The railroad never bothered to upgrade it. But it does its job. Once a week, it goes to and from the nearest city for supplies, picking up the occasional passenger on the way. Although people don't tend to take this route in the first place.
You should be glad it's still running. The only other alternative to getting to Border Springs is by foot.
Thank you, Miss CEO of Train. It still sucks. And I want to go home.
You're spoiled, that's why. I've called you for far too long. You do nothing all day but stay in your room playing video games. It's time you get out into the real world.
By shipping me off to someplace so remote it doesn't even show up on the map.
It's your birthplace. You'll be thanking me, Lee. Besides, you have Petunia there.
I'm not even close with her anymore. We've barely spoken since I moved.
You got a long find 10 years ago. Make it work. I have a meeting to go to soon. Let me know when you arrive. Bye, little flop.
Bye, Mom. So much for that, I guess. You look around the passenger car. Like your mother said, there weren't many people taking this train in the first place. The passenger car was practically empty, and ideally, you'd use this time to doze off a little. Keyword being Ideally. Aw, babe, I love you so much. I love you so much more. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Ew. It killed me just reading that. It's not like I'm going to get a wink of sleep anyway, with how loud that couple behind me has been the entire ride. Yeah, I'd throw up. I'll just go to the restroom. Splashing some cold water on my face might help wake me up. You get up out of your seat and... Ow, excuse me? Ah. A familiar face looks back at you with concern. Ah. Are you hurt? No, sorry. I wasn't looking where I was going. You squinted at him. Those droopy eyes and nervous demeanor. He reminds you of someone. Have we met before? ... You hitting on me? What? No, I'm not. Sorry. It was a dumb question anyway. No, not at all. I'm Crow. He shyly motions to himself. I work here. Let me know if you need anything. I'm at your service. Right. You yawn in his face. But quickly catch yourself. See? Sorry, that was rude. I'm not yawning because I'm bored. I'm just really tired. You shake your head, hoping you didn't offend the poor dude with your poor demeanor. Don't know what's up with me today. It's alright. Must have had a long trip. Yeah, I've been traveling all day. I can tell by those impressive bags underneath your eyes. Is it that bad? No, you're perfect. Oh, I know how something caffeinated to drink. It'll be on us as an apology for bumping into you. Green tea. You should definitely use some caffeine in your system. My dad used to be obsessed with green tea. Time to see what the hype is all about. That would be nice. I'd like you yawn, interrupting yourself midway. You blink, back the tears. See, funny thing is, I'm probably cutting it out. I just yawned right before that. See? Stuff I'd be talking about. He gives you a smile. Rest up for a little bit. I have your green tea ready as soon as possible. He starts to walk away. Hey man, I hear you're giving out free drinks. How about 2 more for us as well? It's our anniversary. The girlfriend cuddles closer to hear her boyfriend in dismay of, I don't know, showing off how not single she is. Crow gives them a polite smile, but it's clear he's not quite sold on the idea. Since in the immense rejection, he turns to you for backup. Help a girlie out. It's our anniversary. New drinking game. Take a shot every time she mentions her anniversary. Despite her girlfriend's instant nagging, you still feel obliged to assist her. But even if I want to help out, it's still really impolite for me to impose on Crow's generosity by asking for additional drinks. I'll have to turn a couple down. You turn to that couple who are giving you that hopeful, expectant look with their big pleading eyes. I'll just offer to cover their part of the bill. That way, everybody's happy, even if it's at your own expense. You nod to yourself, having decided on the best course of action. How about I just pay for the... Well, I can't be disappointing our lovely Patreons on such a special day now, can I? The pair visibly perk up at his sudden shift in tone. So, what would you two like? I'll have some drought beer. How about you, babe? Surprise me, but make sure it's a romantic drink with lots of love. Ah, You're so cute. You're so cute. I love you. Mwah! Their mushiness and unabashed PDA makes me cringe a little inside. It makes me cringe reading it. Crow, on the other hand, doesn't seem to be a bit phased. Of course, a very happy anniversary with a lovely couple. I'll be back momentarily with everyone's beverages. Thanks, man. Don't take too long now. Having gotten what they wanted, the two go back to loudly cooing over one another. You slump back into your seat, relieved that the unwanted attention has been shifted off of you. Unfamiliar scenery passes you by as you stare out the window. This is the first time I've traveled so far on my own. In fact, I can hardly remember the last time I left my apartment. Not since I dropped out of school, anyway. Was the sky always this blue? I never knew how pretty it could be. You drowsily open your phone, hoping to send a picture to Petunia. Connection lost? It was fine earlier. You won't have much luck getting a signal from here on out. Whoa! You nearly jump out of your seat. You didn't hear him approach you. Did I scare you? A little. Sorry about that. He gingerly hands you a piping hot cup of green tea. You grab the cup, taking a tentative sip. You know what I was trying to say. The green tea is rich and strong, smooth in flavor, with a soothing aroma. You blink. Whoa, this is really good. He beams. I'm glad you like it. He mentions the seat from across from you. Mind if I join you? Oh, sorry. I don't mean to overstep my boundaries. It's not often I get to chat with others while I'm on my shift, since we rarely have anyone else aboard the train. He looks embarrassed, and you feel a twinge of guilt. No, it's okay. You can sit down. Thank you. Just can't say no to others. Especially when they have that lost puppy look on them. That's what he has? He plops down across from you with a sweet smile, and you're able to take a good look at him for the first time. With white hair, red eyes, long lashes, and a gentle expression. He seems so otherworldly. You're sure you'd remember someone with such distinct features. And yet, what's with this weird sense of deja vu? Let's make a conversation. Socialization has never been your strong point, but you do want to get to know him better. I don't know why it took me a little second to read that. You attempt to strike up a conversation. So, you desperately grasp at something, anything to say. Your eyes rest at his animalistic hair. You have white hair. Okay, that was bad. Terrible, even. You pray to God imaginable under the sun that he didn't take offense to the inquiry. There's a small look of panic on his face. Do you not like it? Huh? No, not at all. It's just a little unusual. I've never seen anyone with white hair before. Not even in Midport. Midport? That a big port city? Yeah. Have you been there? It's a little embarrassing to admit, but I've never left Border Springs before. Really? From what your mom told you, the only way to get in and out of the sleepy royal town of Border Springs is via the specific train due to difficult surrounding terrain. You'd assume that someone with such easy access to transportation would have taken the opportunity to travel and work elsewhere. So all this time, you just worked on this particular train, but never left your hometown for someplace new? He sheepishly stares at the ground. I like this train. He clearly has other reasons, but his attempt at the excuses if anything, comically endearing. You can't help but to find it cute. What is it? Nothing. I'm just having fun.
Me too.
For you, talking to others was a strenuous task. You often struggled with finding the right topics, the right words, the right way to behave. But with Crow, you felt strangely comfortable in simply being yourself. It almost felt as if the two of you were merely old friends doing some catching up. You haven't had this much fun talking to anyone in a long time. But although you wanted to continue your conversation, extreme fatigue was starting to settle in. Your eyelids feel heavy and your moments sluggish. You try to blink back the sleepiness to no avail. Sorry, tired. Crow shakes his head and smiles. Here. He leans forward, gently pressing his forehead to yours. He removes his gloves, placing a hand on the side of your face. You attempt to move back, but he firmly holds you in place. Don't move. You feel the heat rising to your face. Instantly, a feeling of clarity overcomes you, and you begin to feel awake. With renewed vigor, you pull back, face still beet red. What was that? Crow leans back and smiles, pulling his gloves back on. He rises from his seat with a playful quip. Looks like that woke you up. He got a surprisingly cheeky side as well. Were you trying to shock me awake?
You can say that.
Oh, I've got to finish up something in the other car. I have to go. He starts to leave, but you find yourself calling after him. Ah, Crow. He turns to you, a little surprised. What is it? I'll be around Border Springs the next few months. I, don't have a lot of friends, being honest, but I feel like we would get along. So would you, like to hang out sometime if you're around? Well, really? Really? You nod your head. You can feel your face grow warm at your own boldness. It was pretty out of character for you to do something like this, and the nervousness was starting to settle in. But Crow doesn't seem to notice. In fact, he seems pretty overwhelmed himself.
I would. Yes. I could show you around Border Springs.
Yeah, that sounds fun. It's a promise then, okay? He holds out a pinky and you can't help but to laugh at the childlike gesture. You reach out and hook your pinky around his. It's a little blurry. I can see your thumb. Oh, wait. I think I see it. Yep, I think I do. I reach out. Promise. Did that sound convincing? I felt very cheesy. Crow sways back and forth in excitement.
Thank you, Lee.
I'll be sure to make you happy. He pauses mid-celebration, as if he's suddenly remembering something. I got so excited. I nearly forgot again. There's something I really need to finish up doing in the other car. He gives you a sheepish smile. Sorry, we got some things to attend to, but I'll catch up to you when it's time for us to get off. Make sure you wait for me here, okay? So I can find you later. He waves you goodbye as he exits the passenger car. You respond with a small wave of your own. Before looking out at the passing scenery from your window, there's a warm and giddy feeling in your chest from having made a new friend. Maybe this trip to Border Springs won't be so bad after all. Anyone, an old friend. What? Wait, hold on. There's multiple endings. What else could I have done? Oh, well, there is an option for the T. Alright, yeah. So, maybe go to the T. This is why you read things, Key. This is why you read things. So you can... Wait, can I skip? Ah! Makes life so much easier. Okay. Alright, so we chose green tea. Was there another option? No. Let's go with black coffee. Need some caffeine in your system. I still remember that one time I drank like 3 cups full all-nighter for studying for an exam. I can always rely on a nice warm brew to keep me up. That would be nice. I'd like a... You yawn. Interrupting yourself midway, you blink back in tears. Of course. A very happy anniversary to the lovely couple. I'll be back momentarily with everyone's beverages. This man is gonna spit in a drink. They definitely getting spit in a drink. Or they getting something. They getting something a little extra in a drink from Crow. First of all, his name is Crow. He gingerly hands you a piping hot cup of... You grab the cup, taking a tentative sip. The coffee is rich and strong, smooth in flavor, with soothing aroma. You blink. Whoa, this is really good, he beams. I'm glad you like it. He motions to the seat across from you. Mind if I join you? Sorry. I didn't mean to overstep my boundaries. It's just, it's not often I get to chat with others while I'm on my shift, while we rarely have anyone else on board the train. He looks embarrassed, and you feel a twinge of guilt. No, it's okay. You can sit down. Ah, thank you. Alright, so it's nothing different. This time we're going to sit in silence. How about that? Alright, things we did different. First time, we had green tea. Had a conversation. We started it. Which was kind of, I guess, cringeworthy for her. Now we got the black coffee. And we're going to sit in silence. You did invite him to sit down, but if you're being honest here, you're not a very sociable person. I feel it too. Sometimes I'm socially awkward. In fact, you have almost no interest in talking to the stranger at all. Here's my introversion. This is why I have no friends. You sit in an uncomfortable silence for a while, unsure what to say or do. After a while, Crow decides to take the initiative. What brings you to Border Springs? Just visiting. From where? Midport? So that's where you've been all this time. Big city. So we do know him? Did I miss something? Yeah, I lived there. There's a curious look in his eyes. When's the last time you came to Border Springs? Oh, wow. Probably like 10 years or so. I don't know. Why did it take you so long to come back? You instinctively reach up to check if your bags are still properly covering up the scar from your forehead. I avoid the question. Train stopped. We're here. You attempt to diverge the conversation elsewhere. School, I guess. Busy with academics and all that stuff, no time for vacation. And you're done with school now? Oh, yeah, I dropped out. Ah, I see. If you don't mind me asking, what happened? I mean, you squirm uncomfortably in your seat. It's always difficult to answer questions regarding your academic life. Nobody wants to know. Nobody wants to be known as the loser dropout who failed their parents and society as a whole. Sheesh. Your palms begin to feel sweaty as you desperately search for a way to navigate around this topic. Well, a hand on your shoulder brings you back to reality, and you look up at Crow and gives you a concerned smile. Are you okay? You take a shaky breath in and nod. Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, didn't mean to dump all that on a stranger. Crow shakes his head. No. I was the one who asked. Thank you for indulging me. Yeah, no problem. I'd love to talk with you some more, but I do have other passengers to attend to. Really? But I'll be back shortly to collect your cup. Would you mind waiting for me here until I return? Where else am I going to go? What other passengers? I thought it was just me and the two. Sure. I mean, there's nothing else for me to do anyway. There we go. Crow beams. Wonderful. Well then, I'll be back. It was nice talking, Lee. He rises from his seat, gives you a small bow before exiting the passenger car to the dining car, closing the door behind him. You watch him leave, then fidget around nervously. There's something off-putting about him. You never been good with strangers, or people in general. He's been nothing but kind to you, and here you are struggling to like the guy. Oh well. I'll try my best to get along with him, but I don't owe him anything for getting me a free drink. Well, just say our goodbyes after the train ride and go our separate ways. You stare out the window. The silence is almost permeating. You turn around, peeking over at the seats behind you. The couple sitting there is gone. Yeah, that's why I'm like, it's like silent, dead silent, like the train stopped and everything. You must have gotten off. They must have gotten off at some point. No wonder it was so quiet. You look back at your empty cup. It was nice to have a warm drink, but if anything, you feel drowsier than before. I guess the caffeine isn't working. And plus, you got it to wake you up, right? Yeah, that's why people do caffeine. I gotta stop sitting on my leg. I forgot. I'm getting thrown off a little bit. You try to move, but your body feels heavy. Uh-oh. You collapse back into your seat. Your mind is hazy. What's going on? He put something in our drink. You try to grab your phone, but you find yourself unable to move your hands. Gotta call for somebody. You hear approaching footsteps and a worried voice calls out to you. Lee? Are you alright? Really tired. You feel yourself falling over. Here, let me help you. Crow removes his gloves, pulling you upright into your seat. Oh. Ooh. That's a different position. All right, so the green tea, he just like forehead to forehead, hand on the face. Now he nestles your head into his shoulder, gently brushing aside stray hands of hair from your face. Poor thing. You must be exhausted. Go on and sleep. Just leave it to me, okay? You can rest as long as you need to. I'll take care of you until you wake up. You mumble out a thanks, too tired to properly process anything, but grateful for his assistance. His gently fingers sift through your hair, and a soothing motion, and the last thing you remember before your vision blurs and the world fades into black. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. Your bangs have gotten longer. You used to be taller than me. You've changed so much. But I'd still recognize you anywhere. Dot dot dot. Do you remember our promise? You said you'll be with me forever. Dot dot dot. You won't disappear off somewhere again, will you? Dot dot dot. You would. You'll leave me again. You'll abandon me again. That's okay. You see, I've changed too. I don't need you to hold on to me anymore. Because I won't be letting go of you a second time. Dot dot dot. We'll be arriving soon. Sweet dreams. Lee. There's so much for us to catch up on. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. Okay, so, okay, now we got the safety key. Alright, we're gonna let it cool. A wave of unease washes over you. Take from the crow. You should hold off from drinking it now. Feeling a little bit guilty. You set... Feeling a little bit guilty, you set the cup down. Okay, hold on, wait. Let's rethink this. Okay. This guy remembers us. We don't remember him. Obviously we came from this town, so he remembers us from the past. We don't have no... He looks familiar, but we don't know who he is. Couple goes missing. I'm going to say missing because I don't remember them saying anything about the train stopping. So, and we obviously know this man, this young man with red eyes and this young man with red eyes, long lashes, and white hair likes us, I think, because he did something to our coffee, and he like caresses us. If he's caressing us, obviously he loves us. So I'm guessing he's the Yandere. Finally, we're not the Yandere. We are the Yandere. Just continue. We'll find out. I don't know. Feeling a little guilty, you set the cup down. Do you not like it? No, not at all. Just worried about it being too hot, so I'll drink it after I wait a bit. Oh, I see. Okay. He motions to the seat across from you. Mind if I join you? Sorry. I didn't mean to overstep my boundaries. It's not often I get to chat with others while I'm on my shift, since we rarely have anyone else on board the train. He looks embarrassed, and you feel a twinge of guilt. Oh no, you can sit down. Thank you. Okay, this is still the same. Okay, still the same. Does it matter? We're gonna sit in silence. I feel like, because we sat in silence last time, we got further. If we make conversation, he like sat there. There we go. When we made conversation with him, we had a good ending. He saves us. When we sat in silence, it led to whatever that is. So I'm guessing it's going to go deeper if we do that, right? That makes it... I don't know what I'm doing. We'll just... I guess we'll see. Hopefully I'm doing it right, because I don't want to read this again. Alright, we're going to avoid. That's what we did last time. Avoid. Because it said we did everything. There was nowhere else to go on that one. So, like I said, we made it further. Yeah, now the train stopped. Or at least the sound stopped. That's probably when the couple gets off. Silence almost permeating. Whatever you want to pronounce that word as. You turn around, peeking over to seats behind you. Boom, the couple is gone. You must have gotten off at some point. No wonder it was so quiet. You look back at your neglected green tea. Now lukewarm. Okay. So we want to go this one because it says safety keys. You set the cup down. I still can't drink this. I don't know why, but I just can't. You look around the empty car. I should use the restroom now before he comes back. Gotta splash some water on my face to wake up. If I remember correctly, it's at the end of the carriage. It should be right before the exit to the passenger's car. You're about to enter a restroom when you hear a muffled crying. It's coming from the gangway connector behind it. Is it the couple? I probably shouldn't go inside, but that's just asking for unnecessary trouble. If this were a horror movie, I'd be the first idiot to end up the kill count for checking the suspicion. Yep, we don't do that. You turn to leave, but the sobbing grows louder. Can't leave behind someone in trouble. I'll just take a peek to see if they actually need help or not. You creak open the door, angling yourself to see through the crack. Oh. Gasp. It's the girl from the couple earlier. She collapsed on the floor. Did her boyfriend break up or something? I don't know if you would collapse from a breakup. No. Hold on. Yes, you would. Probably. Depending on how long y'all been together. You're about to call out to her when you're interrupted by the sound of footsteps approaching. Silently, you hold your breath, hiding behind a door as the silhouette enters into the opposite end of the small room. You peek out to see Crow, setting down a tray on the ground. On it are 2 empty cups and a kettle. Mark? Mark! Where'd you take my boyfriend?
There. Take some deep breaths. In and out. It's quite unfortunate. Really? You and your boyfriend walked in on me during a bad time.
You were putting some powder in that girl's drink. We couldn't just...
Yes, I'm well aware. I was there. I must say, your boyfriend sure had an aptitude for theatrics. Shouting at me, waving his arms around wildly, threatening to report me.
How frightening. It's no wonder I acted in self-defense. Please, I just want to be with him. Please, don't hurt me. Don't hurt him. Please, just let us go.
Shh. You seem to be in an emotional state right now. Let us have a calm, collected decision instead. A little chat over a few drinks.
He pours himself a cup from the kettle. The liquid sounds thick and viscous, dripping with a strange plop-plop sound. But he doesn't drink. Instead, he swirls the cup around in a circular motion, his brows furrowed in thought before settling the cup back down.
What are your thoughts on love?
The girl seems taken aback by his sudden line of questioning. She looks up in fear, unsure how to answer.
For something so commonplace, it's so abstruse. If not done right, it can hurt, it can tear. It can strip you of all rational thought. It can serve as your fall from grace. And yet, why is it such a self-destructive concept is praised, no, encouraged to be nurtured? For the longest time, I couldn't understand why, or perhaps I was incapable of understanding. After all, love is distinctly human emotion, one that is not bound by reason or logic.
He smiles, gently. There is a look of adoration on his face.
But then a miracle happened, a miracle that granted me the ability to love, one that consumed my every waking moment. Do you know what that's like, my dear? Do you know how much I've suffered for an entire decade? Struggling to hold on, unable to let go.
She whimpers and shakes her head fervently, hoping to quell in the anger that she sees bubbling beneath his surface.
Love is a powerful thing. Even as it plunges a knife into my back, I cannot but marvel at how warmly my soul responds in turn. And today, after all this time wallowing in uncertainty, one glance was all it took to remind me of how deeply love consumes. How priceless, how precious, how destructive It truly is. Oh, but look at me, rambling. A one-sided conversation doesn't make good for company.
He gives the girl a sheepish smile. She doesn't return it.
My apologies. It's been a long time since I've ever felt so stirred. I'm not usually like this. I suppose the two of you simply caught me on a bad day.
His gloved fingers gently coast across the surface of the kettle.
Good. It appears to have cooled off a little. It was still boiling during my first pour, a misstep on my end. I let my emotions get the better of me.
He gracefully fills the other cup with steaming liquid before handing it to the girl, who receives it with shaky hands. She eyes the drink with suspicion before glancing back up at Crow.
Don't worry. It's not drugged, nor is it poison. It's simply the drink you requested earlier. A romantic drink for a romantic occasion.
What?
I do hope you'll enjoy it.
I made it with all the things you love. Oh my goodness. Dot, dot, dot. Bro, it got hair in there. Yeah, I don't see it. It got hair. I don't want it. Yeah, it's got an eyeball, but it got hair in it. She attempted to drop the cup, but Crow grabs it in her steed.
Drink.
Oh, that's nasty. It's got hair in it. She cryingly, hysterically now.
Drink.
Mark!
There's no need to shout. Your boyfriend's right there. In your cup.
He forces the scalding concoction of human flesh and fluids down her throat as the girl gargles in protest.
Now, the two of you have become one. A romantic drink, is it not?
You suppress the urge to throw up, quickly turning away from the scene. Ah, man, you gave yourself away. What was that? What the hell was that? I have to get back. I have to get back before he notices. Quickly and quietly, you rush back toward your row in the passenger car, all while trying to suppress a wave of nausea. You quickly scramble into your cushioned seat, clumsily fumbling for your phone. Your hands are shaking as you tap on the screen. I have to call someone. I have to get off.
What's wrong? You're pale as a sheet. Did you perhaps see something you weren't supposed to?
I...
Oh, my dearly. Don't worry, it wasn't your fault. You weren't supposed to be there. You never would have stumbled across our little tea party, not of your own violation anyway. Isn't that right?
Isn't that right, Juice? Juice. I don't appreciate when outsiders try... I don't appreciate it when outsiders try to mess with my story. I ain't gonna lie, that made me gasp a little bit. Juice is my other name. That's not fair. I want to know what happened. No. 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 That's all there was. And now it's just so blank. Where? Oh. Here we go. So he kicked us out. We're investigating the scene, even though we are not supposed to. But am I recording? We're still recording. That's so good because I was going to get upset. We're investigating. We shouldn't, but I want to know. I do like crazy stories, though. Crazy stories like this. So, where am I? I severed your connection with Lee. As of now, you have nobody with which to occupy, no way to sustain your existence in this world. Oh, wait, is Crow talking to us? A parasite without a host, a player without a player character. I presume you'll last a few more minutes before your connection is terminated. Did you enjoy toying with my Lee, my narrative, my story? You see, there were safety measures in place that were supposed to limit your decision making. Safety measures that severed to advance my interests. You couldn't have reached this point of the game purely by accident. You made the conscious, willing decision to delete restrictions on your gameplay, so all that you could do was, I can't even put the voice over this anymore because now I'm flipping terrified. Yes, my curiosity. And that curiosity has led us here. How troublesome. I have enough obstacles to deal with it as is. Did you know that this world is set up so that, regardless of how amicable I am, Lee is bound to leave me again? Be it in a week, a month, or even a year if I'm lucky, something will separate her from me. I have hoped to make some form of control early on in order to alter our fate, but we both know how that turned out. So, although I am irritated at how quickly you sped up the process, Juice, it was bound to happen eventually. You look like you have questions. Well, it's not as if we will be seeing each other again. Not in this particular plane of existence, anyway. I will indulge you. Lee and I have history. We were close before her accident. I won't dwell too much into it, as it largely concerns our younger halves. But what happened on that day served as a catalyst for our separation in rebirth. The beginning of an end. And although she may have forgotten our promise, I have not. An oath is an oath, and I will hold her to her word. I am owed that. You sure like avoiding giving me any real answers, huh? Huh. Do not take it personally. It is simply my manner of speaking. That's quite simple. I've always held a certain fondness for liberal sciences. And in this world, at its core, it's nothing but ones and zeros, consonant on logic and arithmetic. It's quite easy to see the outcomes of one's destiny when it's all predetermined. After all, there's only so much content our creator can put before she runs out of. And neither are you. We are volatile variables in this world, variables that have the potential to, well, change the game. We know our endings, but we are not reassigned to them. Okay. That's quite simple. You simply won't have access to it anymore. There is no game if there is no player character to control. You can try reopening it afterwards if you like. Although I expect you will be thoroughly disappointed with what you see. I'm going to reopen the game. It's been how many minutes since you have started playing? And you still don't know my name? It's Crow. I'm Crow. Was that answer unsatisfactory? You seemed unamused. I want to ask more, but I could feel myself being kicked out of the game already. Ah, it looks like this is our farewell. This was a most enjoyable session. Thank you for accompanying me, Juice. I started to grow a little fond of you. Perhaps we'll see one another again. But for now, this is where we part ways. Ending print. Goodbye. I wasn't expecting that. Wait. There is nothing left for you here. Okay, that was Sweet Dreams. So I definitely see the inspiration from Doki Doki. A bit. I like visual novels that have like that twist to it. Definitely spooky. It threw me off. I was not expecting that. Because that's what it did in Doki Doki too. It started talking to me, well, you or the player, and definitely I did like when his eyes. That actually scared me. It threw me off too when it said Juice, because I forgot on certain things. My name is Juice. Only one person calls me that though, but my name is Juice because that's what it used to be back in like the 90s. So only this has that file of Juice. So it throws me off every now and then when I see Juice. If I see Key, it's like normal. But when I see Juice, I'm like, oh. So that was definitely fun. Like I said, definitely see the inspiration of Doki Doki in there. Other than this one, it kicks you out. Doki Doki, you're just stuck in time space with Monica. So I enjoyed it. Definitely fun. I didn't know it was going to be all those endings, which it wasn't a lot of endings, but definitely fun. And I like that skip button. I wish I would have, yeah, I was clicking a few times, wish I just would have saw the skip, and it would have made life a lot easier. Definitely fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed, if anything. Play the game for yourself. The link will also be down in the description below. I'll see you guys next time. That was pretty dope. That was a good one. I did a good job months ago.